Two inmates are back behind bars in a Lexington prison after 17 hours on the run. Now at 4, how police caught up with them. President Obama outlining his plan to reduce gun violence in America in an emotional speech. His executive action on gun control and what opponents say about it. Now at 4.
And we're going to experience a brief warming trend as we settle into the next couple of days. It won't last, though. Chilly out there right now and chilly tonight, but the warming trend's coming. We'll track it coming up.
WKYT News starts now with breaking news.
Good afternoon. Investigators are looking for answers this afternoon after finding 2 bodies inside a burned-out home in Morgan County. The chief of the 519 Volunteer Fire Department tells us they were called to the home on Rock House Branch Road near the Wrigley community about 11:30 this morning. The chief says the home was fully engulfed when they got there. Fire crews didn't find the bodies until after the fire was out. The chief says neighbors told him the couple who lived in the home was believed to be inside. The victims' names have not yet been released. We'll have a report from the scene on WKYT News at 5. We have a couple of cold but quiet days of weather ahead. We started today with temperatures in the teens, but we've warmed up to the mid-30s. Here's a live look at downtown Lexington, where it's a sunny afternoon. WKYT meteorologist Jim Caldwell has a first look at the forecast. Jim.
Very deceiving sunshine, because it is certainly chilly out there, and it will continue to be, especially as we get into the overnight hours. I think we have another opportunity to watch our temperatures dip into the teens. Out there right now, you'll see some of the high thin clouds still hanging out with us here on this Tuesday. We look at the current conditions. We're at 35 degrees right now, so we're even below average. So you think back to all those above average days that we had in December, well, we're below it now by at least 5 degrees. Feels like temperature coming in at 29 with winds out of the east. You can see the general temperature map. Everybody running in the 30s in central Kentucky, still holding on to those low 40s, Somerset, Middlesboro, and down into Harlan. And that's the warmest spot you'll find, that in Bowling Green thrown into the mix. We'll check the picture as far as the satellite and, of course, radar is concerned, and not much happening as far as precipitation is concerned. Maybe a few high thin clouds out there as far as the cloud cover is. We look at our hour by hour and we go into the nighttime. Tomorrow morning, upper teens, low 20s, but look at tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, right around 43 degrees for a high, so around average for this time of year. And we're going to go even warmer than that as we get into the middle and latter part of the week. We could see highs back in the 50s. But it won't last. We'll track that coming up for you in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Jim. 2 inmates who escaped from a Lexington prison are back behind bars this afternoon. Police say 24-year-old Jordan Green and 23-year-old Waltez Franklin were reported missing from the Blackburn Correctional Complex around 8 last night. They were caught this afternoon along Corinth-Hinton Road near Stringtown Road at the Scott-Harrison County line. Sean Moody tells us how they were caught in our top story at 4.
This is the area police were focused on all morning and into the afternoon. It's the railroad tracks where Harrison, Scott, and Grant counties all come together. Police say an observant railroad worker spotted the 2 escapees here. Police had been looking for Jordan Green and Waltez Franklin since about 8 o'clock Monday night. They captured them around 1:15 this afternoon. This morning, state police say a railroad worker noticed them walking along the tracks. Police said they told the worker they were out of gas and looking for town. They said that worker pointed them toward Corinth, then called police. For hours, police from several agencies searched the railroad tracks between Sadieville and Corinth, bringing in a helicopter at one point. They say a canine officer spotted the 2 along the tracks near Corinth-Hinton Road. That's where they say the dog brought one down and the other surrendered. Police said the one bitten by the dog did not have serious injuries. They say the capture is all thanks to that railroad worker.
You know, if that railroad worker would have just told them guys to keep heading north, you know, when they asked for directions and not called us, you know, we would have never been in the area to start with, and then they could have gotten into a vehicle or somewhere and been gone.
And for now, Kentucky State Police say the 2 will go to a local detention center. In Corinth, Sean Moody, WKYT.
Green would have been eligible for parole in October of 2017. Franklin would have been eligible in April of 2018. Today, President Barack Obama announced a series of executive actions designed to reduce gun violence, including expanding background checks for buyers. Republicans, including House Speaker Paul Ryan, say the move is an abuse of power. Diane Gallagher is in Washington with the latest.
That's why we're here today. not to debate the last mass shooting, but to do something to try to prevent the next one.
President Barack Obama detailing his multiple executive actions on gun control, encouraging states to report people who shouldn't be able to get guns, and expanding background checks for some private sales. Republicans on the campaign trail, though, have railed against the president's plan.
President Obama is once again going to abuse his power.
When I'm elected president, on my first day behind that desk, those orders are gone.
Obama's proposals to ramp up mental health care and add hundreds of FBI and ATF agents to better enforce current laws and focus on background checks, that will all require millions in funding, which must be secured by Congress. So surrounded by families and victims from mass shootings, the president made an emotional plea.
From every family who never imagined that their loved one would be taken from our lives by a bullet from a gun. Every time I think about those kids, it gets me mad.
In Washington, I'm Diane Gallagher.
We'll have reaction from Bud's Gun Shop here in Lexington coming up on WKYT News at 5. State lawmakers have returned to Frankfort for the start of a new legislative session. During the next 60 days, lawmakers are expected to deal with everything from pensions and Medicaid to smoking bans. Governor Matt Bevin will work with a Republican-controlled Senate, and Democrats have a slim majority in the House. The legislature wraps up in mid-April. Normally, nearly 1,000 bills are filed, but only a few hundred become law. Our reporters are working on a number of other stories for WKYT starting at 4:30. Sam Dick joins us from the newsroom with a look at some of the news in progress. Good afternoon, Sam.
Good afternoon, Jennifer. The Sheriff's Department out of Wayne County says a man was stealing livestock and personal items and claiming he would return them only if the owner had sex with him. Rodney Brown of Monticello was arrested and charged with promoting prostitution, theft by unlawful taking, and terroristic threatening. Our Victor Puente is tracking that investigation. He'll have the details on the arrest ahead on WKYT News at 6 o'clock. We're tracking the investigation into counterfeit money being passed in a central Kentucky community. Berea police say this is a surveillance picture of a person who passed counterfeit money at the Dollar General on Paint Lick Road on New Year's Eve. Police have received reports of fake money used at Sonic, Little Caesars, and the Ready Mart between December 29th and the 31st. Police say they do not know right now if the cases are all connected. And a central Kentucky teenager badly injured in a fiery crash went back to school today. 16-year-old Aaron Williams was injured in a crash in mid-September. Doctors were not sure if he would survive. Students today at Montgomery County High School wore yellow in support of Williams. You'll hear from him about how much the support has meant to him coming up on WKYT News at 4:30. That's a look at some of the news in progress. Jennifer, back to you.